Good morning. Welcome to March 21, 2023. My name is Noble Crosby and it's a beautiful Tuesday morning here in the capital. This is the News on New Day coming to you live from our studio here at number 35, John Hammond Street. So let's take a look at the headlines of the bulletin this morning. Coming up this morning, Parliament settles 8.5 million cedis out of 13 million cedis owed to the Electricity Company of Ghana to avoid disconnection. Also in the bulletin, opposition National Democratic Congress criticizes government for failing to restore the economy after the COVID-19 pandemic as promised. Plus, some international news as Sri Lanka secures a $2.9 billion bailout from the International Monetary Fund. You're welcome to the program. Reminder that we're also live on all our social media platforms at TV3 Ghana. We're live also on DSTV channel 279. This morning, trading activities are expected to resume at the KGTM market today following the intervention of Vice President Dr. Baumia on Monday. An explosion caused by an unattended cooking gas cylinder has been identified as the cause of Wednesday's KGTM market fire. Some persons sustained injuries while more than 30 shops were affected, with thousands of Ghana cedis worth of investment lost. Vice President Dr. Baumia, who described the incident as unfortunate, secured and assured affected traders of government support.
Fire service for any NADMO for say about the same.
I asked the fire service the cause of the fire, and they explained that their investigation led to a cooking gas explosion as the cause. Someone was cooking her food in her shop and left it to attend to something else outside the market. That was where the fire started, and close to that place, traders deal in chemicals such as carbide, turpentine, and even gunpowder. That is how come the fire started with the explosions and quickly spread to the other shops.
Chemicals, carbide, turpentine, any gunpowder, entina, ejano, eshease, muhu se, explosion so eba.
The visit by the Vice President to assess the extent of damage and console affected traders brought some kind of relief to the traders.
Minim se munyina adia hamon se munye juma because yatum.
I know your concern has to do with closure of the facility. I've had an extensive discussion with the fire service and they've ruled out electrical fault as the cause of the fire. So the market will be open for trading tomorrow. I have spoken with the president and the assurance is that the affected victims will be supported.
I'm very much grateful to the government because even for the last 4 days, our majority of our people were complaining of hardships. So it's good news to the traders and we are happy to the government.
Prior to the intervention by Dr. Baumia, traders mounted fierce resistance to management decision to extend the shutdown of the facility to 1 more week.
3 days. We agreed to the 3-day shutdown, and now they are telling us to go home for another week. We won't agree to this. Less than 1% of the market was burned, so why should the entire facility be shut down?
We can't stay home for a week. Management is taking us for granted. The facility was shut down since Wednesday. Today we came to trade and management is asking us to return home. We are not ready to comply with the extension.
Going forward, leadership of the traders have resolved to intensify monitoring and not allow members to cook in the market. Trading activity is expected to resume in the market on Tuesday, March 21. Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3 News, Kumasi.
Well, we're live in the Ashanti region for updates where my colleague Ibrahim Abubakar joins the traders there to bring us updates on what the situation there is like. To some news on politics, as former president and flag bearer hopeful of the opposition, the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, would be filing his nomination to contest the party's primaries later today. The filing, which was scheduled for Monday, was postponed to enable the party present its true state of the nation address. Now, three other presidential contenders, including Dr. Dufa, are also expected to file their nominations in the course of the week, while other parliamentary aspirants also do so. Political and parliamentary reporter Kamala Kluche is joining me to discuss the key issues to look out for in the process. Kamala, good to have you on the news on your day. Good morning. What key issues are knocking the heads among the rank and file of the party as this process continues?
Well, I mean, I'm going to take it from John Mahama. What I can say for sure and for certainty is that he's not going to be at the party headquarters today for the filing of the nomination. As you're aware, today is the outdooring of the new Yagbonwura following the death of the predecessor. So John Mahama, as we speak, he's in the northern region, now moving towards the Savannah region, where he comes from himself as a son of the soil for the outdooring of his overlord. What it is also is that, yes, with respect to the campaigns that he's been doing, he's just ended the first part of his 3-day tour of the Ashanti region, where he's been campaigning vigorously. We've also heard what Dr. Dufo has been doing. Now, with the two of them, many say that John Dramani Mahama, at least with hindsight, has a bit of a record in terms of, I mean, he's been the president before, he's had some work done as the leader of the government and the first gentleman of the land. Dr. Dufo himself, I mean, a former Bank of Ghana boss, also a former finance minister and economist for that matter. The NDC going into this election focusing much more on the economy, knowing very well that the country is not doing well when it comes to the economy. We are seeking a $3 billion bailout from the IMF that appears not to even be coming anytime soon because of the conditionalities that has to be met, which the government is yet to. The expectation is that, okay, John Mahama has done it before, and so he has the record, he has the prerequisite strength to be able to do it. Dr. Dufo equally will be going as that economist who should be able to drive the country or take the country out of the current woes.
Okay.
The discussion amongst many is that, yes, both of them do have the records, but it does appear that John Mahama has the edge. But then, at the filing today, Professor Joshua Alabi is the one who's going to do it. He was the last campaign chairman for the John Mahama campaign. He'll be doing it. In terms of what the people do, from now, once he files his nomination, at the party headquarters, he now goes into it proper. Then people will get to know. From the Savannah region, we are told that he'll be going to the Western region and the Central region for his campaign.
Okay.
For Dr. Dufo, I'm not too sure what his itinerary is, and then the other ones, Kojo Bonsu and the others as well.
Okay, so today, for filing the nominations, we also know that Ernest Kweku Kobia will also be filing his nominations. When are we expecting Kojo Bonsu to also file his nominations?
It's been quite difficult. I've been trying since yesterday to get his PR team to confirm whether indeed he will be submitting or not. But a lot of analysts have said that, well, it would be surprising if Kojo Bonsu is able to do that. I'm not too sure what they mean by that. The man has made his intention. I think it was about the first to have made his intention. But from hindsight, the very last time he made a first appearance, he ended up not filing after all. So many say they'll be surprised again to see if this time around he is able to file it. For the other gentleman who is quite new, or the new kid on the block, well, many people do not know him. We also do not know what he's been up to in terms of the campaigning. But you don't take anybody for granted. You may not know the modus operandi of the sort of campaign that they're doing. I'm sure he's been able to do the assessment well, and he's able to meet the delegate. But all the odds are in for John Mahama, who everybody has suspected that, yes, he will. If he's able to do this, it means that he has only 4 years or just one term to become the president, but he needs to cross this hurdle, and after crossing, he now needs to do a contestation with the other parties as well when it comes to the national polls.
Komla Kluge, a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us with those updates. Komla Kluge speaking to us there on the expectations as former President John Dramani Mahama files his nomination at the NDC party headquarters today. We're live there. We'll bring you all the details and the updates when they happen. Still on the NDC, flag bearer hopeful John Dramani Mahama has repeated his promise to complete all abundant and ongoing projects should he go on to win the 2024 election. In an exclusive interview with TV3's William Evazinko, Mr. Mahama also said his government will be all-inclusive.
Plenty massive show of support right from day one till now. It's going to leave you some nostalgic feelings, I'm sure.
And we're not done. We still have today. We have 6 constituencies to go. And so we just want to round it off. But this is just phase 1. We'll come back for phase 2. A
massive and huge statement you made at Amustech, that is, you are going to continue all projects left behind when you win 2025. Somebody will ask, with this fiscal space, where are you going to get the money?
Actually, that's a reasonable thing to do. What I said was that we'll not be in a hurry to start new projects. And rather what we should do is to harness the little resources we have to complete ongoing and abundant projects, because the fiscal space we will inherit in 2025 is going to be very small.
There's despair. I mean, we're looking at the current economic situation. Your Excellency, are you the hope for Ghanaians?
Well, I wouldn't say that I'm the hope. It's like a messiah. I don't have those spiritual connotations, but Ghana has given me much. It's given me a lot of experience. I've worked in various levels of leadership, and I think that at this time of crisis, the experience that I've garnered, I should put at the service of my nation. And so we're going to go for elections, and the people of Ghana will decide. But I do think that Ghana is a country that of our birth, we have no other country, and all of us must come together and work to put it back on its feet. Unfortunately, this government has been very exclusive, not wanting to bring in expertise from others. When we come, it's going to be different. We're going to involve everybody in the governance of this country. The CSOs, we're going to take ideas from everybody in order to put our country back on its feet.
All right, thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Still on the NDC, the chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Johnson Asiodinketia, says President Kufuor does not appreciate the hardships that Ghanaians are facing. Delivering what the party terms the true state of the nation address in Accra, Johnson Asiodinketia says the president cannot continue to blame COVID-19 and the Russia-Ukraine war for the collapse of the economy.
The true state of the nation is when a ball of kenkey, which used to sell between 50 pesos and 1 cedi in December 2016, is now being sold for between 4 cedis and 5 cedis. The true state of Ghana is that a sack of maize, which used to sell for 170 cedis in 2016, is now being sold for 900 cedis as at February 2023. A tuber of yam, which used to sell for 5 cedis, is now being sold for 25 cedis, selling for 20 cedis. When everything is said and done, this is the true state of our nation, Ghana. This is our everyday reality, a reality in which babies do not have vaccines, leading to a measles outbreak. The youth do not have jobs. The middle class faces imminent extinction. The elderly are being deprived of their life savings by the very government that swore to protect them. This is not the Ghana we deserve. The NDC shall not be complicit in this mess. We are determined to work assiduously with the Ghanaian people through our superior patriotic policy alternatives an impressive track record to rescue our dear nation.
Well, the New Patriotic Party has described the NDC's true state of the nation address as mere propaganda and mischievous. It said the party's national chairman, Johnson Yesudi Nketia, on Monday, March 20, was a campaign platform where he peddled blatant falsehoods, unsubstantiated allegations, and unprovoked attacks at the persons of the President, the Vice President, and the government of the NPP. The statement signed by the party General Secretary Justin Kodia-Frimpong noted that ordinarily the NPP would not have responded to the NDC. However, due to the enormity of the allegations and falsehoods they have spewed, the NDC has decided to set the record straight with incontrovertible facts and data in order to assist discerning Ghanaians make an informed decision in 2024. Now to Azizanya in the Ada district, where in the Greater Accra region, where Joseph Armstrong Gold reports the police is preparing to put the boat operator Gabriel Ajigodi before court today following the Saturday's boat disaster that claimed 5 lives on the Volta River. Armstrong Gold Alegbe has details in this report.
So far, 3 of the victims that lost their life during last Saturday's boat accident at Azizakwe here in Adan East have successfully been buried, with 2 more to be buried. Later today, the boat operator has been scheduled for court, and this is one issue many people have expressed interest in, and they cannot wait to hear the outcome of the court proceedings. Also, if you visit the Volta River now, you see many more boat operators transporting passengers, including pupils, students, and also teachers that have been posted from far and near onto the island without the use of the life jacket. And this is one issue that many people have spoken against, about the boat operators continue to transport them without their life jacket. And for them, they say it is none of their fault because they have paid for the life jacket that is yet to be delivered. We'll keep our eye on this development and keep you posted in our subsequent bulletins.
Now, away from that, the electricity company has recovered 8.5 million cedis out of 13 million cedis owed it by Parliament House, warning to take it off the national grid if it fails to settle the outstanding debt. The power distribution company was also at the Ghana Airports Company on the first day of its debt recovery exercise. Judith Tano joined the task force and reports.
Out of the 57 billion Ghana cedis owed the Electricity Company of Ghana, it has today been able to recoup 18.5 million Ghana cedis through its national task force. Today, it thronged 3 different companies: Parliament House, which owes 13.5 million Ghana cedis, the Ghana Airport Company Limited, which owes 26 million Ghana cedis, and the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, which owes in excess of 5 million Ghana cedis. Out of these 3 companies, 2 of them have been able to pay a good amount of their debt, but they still have outstanding debts.
We have been going with them today. We visited Parliament House. They were owing about 13 million. They've committed to paying 8 million by close of the 8.5 million Ghana cedis. We saw evidence of that. And then we went to the Ghana Airports Company. They owed an arrears of 28 million Ghana cedis, of which they made 10 million Ghana cedis payments instant just when we got them. So we're giving them 48 hours to make the full payment. And now we're here at the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. They also owe in arrears about 6 million Ghana cedis. And so they have explained to us that because of the way they run their operations, they wouldn't be able to cough out the money for us instantly.
The ECG, however, says the amount collected is insufficient.
It is not satisfying at all, but I believe I've actually received pictures of the staff on the ground, because it's a whole all hands on deck approach we're using. So in Tema, we've received photos of disconnections happening in residences. We've received photos of them visiting some of the industry in Tema, and they are being disconnected. I am hoping that by the end of the day, we should be able to see a lot of money coming into our account.
While the company urges customers to settle their debts, it has warned to cut electricity supply to these companies if they default the payment of the outstanding debts.
I've heard a lot of people saying that they are not being given the bill, and that is the reason why they are not making the payment. But you are consuming the electricity. You know how much you spend on an average every month. And so when you make that effort, and it's even easier for you, you don't accumulate it. we've been given permission to leave them for now for 48 hours. We need to see some movement on that 6 million Ghana cedi debt.
The exercise, which will last 1 month, targets domestic users, businesses, organizations, ministries, departments and state agencies for power already consumed from 2022 to February this year. Consequently, the company is temporarily closing down all its administrative offices to deploy its staff on the field during the month-long exercise. Judith Chitando, TV3 News.
Now, President Akufo-Addo has charged newly sworn-in members of the Electoral Commission Board to work with integrity to strengthen Ghana's democratic credentials with some 21 months to the 2024 elections. The president was speaking at the Jubilee House after a short swearing-in ceremony. Now, these are the details of the stories. The three are Dr. Peter Apiahene, Madam Salima Ahmed Tijani and Reverend Ekweofo Boateng. President Akufo-Addo encouraged them to be strong and work with diligence as Ghana seeks to entrench her credentials as a beacon of democracy in Africa. Let's now bring you some international news. Sri Lanka, where Sri Lanka secured a $2.9 billion bailout from the International Monetary Fund as it faces its worst economic crisis since independence. The deal has been nearly a year in the making and a lifeline for the country that has billions of dollars in loans. Foreign Minister Ali Sabri told reporters the government will raise funds by restructuring state-owned enterprises and privatizing the national airline. Now, however, analysts warn Sri Lanka still faces a tough road ahead. The country's economy has been hit hard by the pandemic, rising energy prices and populist tax cuts, an inflation of more than 50%. A shortage of medicines, fuel, and other essentials also helped to push the cost of living to record highs, triggering nationwide protests which overthrew the ruling government in 2022. You can always log on to our website, 3news.com, for more news. My name is Noble Crosby, and it's a full house today. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, you.